All right, we are live. So this is the live video that we've been advertising. How did a dental hygienist, a doctor of pharmacy, and a teacher turn into online influencers as their full-time job? So I am just waiting for Virginia and Kirsten to jump on, and then I'm going to let them join the video, so you're going to be able to see all three of us on the screen, and then we'll get started. So I'm just going to see how I do this. Okay, so view request, Kirsten, go live. Okay, so Kirsten should be able to join, and then I think Virginia just has to, hey, there we go, we have two of us. All right, and then I should see a request from Jen to join live. And then we should be good. Let's see. Oh, request. There it is.
This is the point where we say, we're just waiting for a few more people to hop on here.
Yeah. Is that what most influencers do? We'll just wait for everybody to hop on here.
It's my first time, so who knows?
Okay, there we go. Awesome. There's three of us. Jen, can we hear you too? Oh, her internet says it's spinning.
Well, she looks cute though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm just seeing what all these buttons do. I've never done this before.
Can you tell none of us have done this?
Okay, maybe she'll send another request. I think she was spinning. Let's see. There we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
There. Awesome. Okay, we are all on. So this is cool.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you get rid of the comments?
Can you swipe?
That's what I did last time and I left.
Whoops. That I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Just try your best to ignore the comments. Because yeah, I see you guys, the joining is all over your guys' faces right now. There, I just kind of swiped it down and it went away a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is cool. Let's rock and roll. So as we said, we've never done this before, you guys, but we're like, let's try this out. We've seen multiple people go live on Instagram before, and we're like, how cool is this? We've pretty much grown all three of our businesses on Instagram. So we're like, why not try this feature that all three of us have kind of been scared to try? We did used to grow businesses on Facebook, but obviously now kind of more so on Instagram. And the three of us were chatting the other day. So Kirsten used to be a full-time dental hygienist. Virginia she actually was in school to get her doctorate in pharmacy. And I was a full-time high school biology and chemistry teacher. And we were just chatting back and forth, and we're like, man, all three of us are so grateful for, not that we didn't love those jobs, they definitely served us in that time, and they're all incredible jobs, but we all were craving something more. You know, is this the type of life I want for my future family? Does this give me enough freedom? Like, I don't know. And all of us were kind of struggling with that before coaching and becoming an online influencer, if you like that word. I think it's a little overused, but I digress. You know, maybe something like that would align better with our life, where we could kind of be a bit of an entrepreneur and maybe cut back on hours in these other jobs and have a little more freedom for our future family. So Kirsten actually has two really young kiddos. Virginia and myself are both pregnant. So that kind of future planning for our families was really key. So coaching randomly came into all of our lives, and I think all of us can agree it's been the single greatest decision that has changed everything. And never would we want somebody to look at our profiles and think, oh, I could never do what she does. Because let me tell you, all three of us are from a little prairie province called Saskatchewan, Canada. And if we can do it, you can too. So most of our motivation and inspiration came from watching other people and hearing their stories and being like, oh, she's a lot more normal than I thought she was. Maybe if she can do this, I could do it too. So that's basically what we wanted to do today, is just share our stories. And then if you feel like, oh, maybe I could do this too, then awesome. And if you're like, hell no, still can't do that, that's okay too. At least you got to learn a little bit more about us. So I'm going to toss it over to Kirsten, and she's just going to share, like, who is she? How on earth did she transition from a full-time dental hygienist to full heart wellness?
It was not something that I planned. This wasn't intentional. Like, I didn't join BODi as a customer thinking I was going to get into the business. I was actually kind of negative about it all. Like, I would see people posting about it and I thought, well, it's not a real job. Like, it's a cute hobby. It's cute, but I have a real job. Thanks. But my journey started off with getting really good results with a program. It was called 21 Day Fix. It was like a 3-week program, 30-day minutes. This is way back in 2014. Program still came out on DVDs, and it worked really well for me in my lifestyle and my schedule at the time. So I was like, well, like, this is phenomenal. So I started telling some friends about it, and they joined me. But I kept referring my friends and family to Morgan, my coach. So I was like, oh, just go talk to her. And then finally she's like, why don't you do this? I'm like, no, like, I'm a dental hygienist. I have a job. I have a real job. Like, it pays me every couple of weeks. Like, I'm good, thanks. And that was kind of my mindset. And then initially I did enroll as a coach, but I just wanted the discount. I just wanted the 25% discount on Shakeology because it really, really helped with my IBS symptoms. I was like, well, I might as well get it cheaper. And then it kind of just organically started happening. I started talking about it more, just like you do when you go to a really good restaurant, or you buy some cute clothes on sale at American Eagle. You talk about it on social media and it creates buzz. And that was kind of the way it worked for me. So I thought, well, why not give this a try? And at the time, dental hygiene, the job that I was in was not serving me at all. Like, I felt unappreciated. I felt overworked, underpaid, and I was miserable. But that was the only thing I was trained to do. That was the only job I had, and only training I had. So I felt very pigeonholed. Like, okay, well, this is the rest of my life, and if I want to do something different, I'm gonna have to go back to school. And I thought, oh my gosh, at this point in my life, I don't want to go back to get another degree or a different degree. I just want to start something. And so I thought, I'm watching all these other women really succeed and take off with this business. Why not try, right? Like, I'm already talking about it. I'm already showing up and I'm proof of the product and I love it. The rest kind of could fall into place. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started. I was a customer and I fell in love and started talking about it. And I think that's who does really well in this business, are people who actually use and love, like, the community, the workouts, the products, and then the rest is all teachable.
Yeah, 100%. So when did you were building your business and working full time at the same time, right?
Yeah. And then as time went on, I started earning some real income. It took time. Like, it certainly didn't happen overnight, but I think it was about 3 years in, I went down to 4 days a week as a dental hygienist. And then, like, 6 to 9 months later, I went down to 3 days a week. And then eventually, it was after like 5 years, I wanted to make sure that I not only replaced my dental hygiene income, but I wanted to surpass it. And so about 5 years in, I quit dental hygiene, and I've been doing this full time for 2.5 years now.
Mm-hmm. And I know if people check out your page, it's Full Heart Wellness. I just love it because you preach how so many people think I have to have six-pack abs and I have to be like the most in shape person to do this job. And like, that's often a misconception. And I love that you're helping break that. Like, why is that part so important to you?
Well, I just felt myself. I never really belonged in the fitness industry, even as like a customer, or like when I would go to the gym. I just felt like I was slow. I was big, and because of my shape and my size, and I just felt like I didn't belong. And that's so inaccurate. Like fitness, all bodies are worthy of fitness. And even more so, all bodies are worthy of representation in the fitness industry. So I feel such a responsibility for people who relate to me, who look like me, who aren't a size 2, who feel like, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it. And health and fitness goes beyond size and weight. It's about moving your body. And I think it's really important that not only do we let people know that, you know, you are worthy of fitness and wellness and you can move in any way that you want to, and that's good, but also that you belong and there's a community for you, and that you shouldn't feel shame because you don't fit a very specific, very uncommon body type in order to A, be a coach, or B, to get started on your fitness journey.
100%. And I think that's why you saw success too. You're like, hey, I'm not the fitness expert. I'm not the nutrition expert. Like Beachbody has the programs for that. Like I'm here to motivate you on your journey. And hey, I'm still on my journey. So you're way more inspirational than somebody who's looking perfect, right? So just amazing. Okay, Jen, how did you get going in all of this?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I started way back in 2013, and at that point I was in pharmacy school. I was in my second year, and prior to that I had played sports my entire life. Since I was about 4 years old, I was playing t-ball, basketball, volleyball, hockey, track, like you name it, water polo, synchronized swimming, like you name it, I did it at some point in my life. And so I was in a weird spot because it was the first time that I wasn't a part of a team. I wasn't playing sports. I had just finished playing college volleyball and decided to stop playing because I was going to focus on my academics because it was a challenging program. And for about a year, I kind of struggled going to the gym, trying to eat healthy. I had no idea what I was doing. I was ripping out pages of magazines, trying to do workouts, but I was always intimidated at the gym because I didn't know exactly what I should be doing. So normally I would end up on the treadmill or the elliptical. And so I really didn't see results for an entire year. And I actually ended up gaining about 15, 20 pounds. And I just didn't feel good in my own skin. And I just thought to myself, I'm an athlete. Like, why is this happening to me? I need to make a change. And I just couldn't hold myself accountable. Every Monday, literally every Monday, I told myself, I'm going to eat good. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to get these results that I see in these magazines. I know I can look like these people, but it just never happened. By Wednesday, I was eating cookies or ordering takeout because I said I didn't have time. And I was just struggling on my own. I just couldn't figure it out on my own. And one day I got a random friend request from Morgan, and we have a mutual friend. And I just thought, this is kind of weird, but I'm going to accept it. Looking back now, I'm so thankful that I clicked accept. And right away, I was attracted to what she was posting on Facebook at that time. And it wasn't anything crazy. It was motivational posts, a recipe. And then one day she shared a before and after of a regular girl. It wasn't her, it was somebody else, one of her clients. And I looked exactly like the before, and I wanted to look like the after. So I liked that post. Morgan sent me this big, long message, and I read every single word. And I was like, this sounds amazing. I think this is what I need. And we talked for a little bit, but she said the challenge was over Christmas. And I just knew I couldn't commit over Christmas. So I said no, but I continued watching, and I continued not finding results on my own. So about a month later, I decided to join one of her groups that was only 21 days because I thought, you know what, 21 days, I could commit to this. I can do this. I worked up the nerve and the courage, and I fell in love, absolutely in love. This was the missing piece of the puzzle that I had been missing for that entire year on my own. I loved this group that we were in on Facebook. I didn't know anyone in this group. There was about 20 of us, I think, at that point. Every morning there's a little motivational post. We had to share our sweaty selfies after we did our workout. And it was just this accountability that I was missing. So after that first month, I lost 12 pounds, which was mind blowing because I had been trying to do that for a whole year on my own. And I just felt so good. And I felt like I was a part of a team again and a community. So along that way, I was kind of looking at Morgan's profile like, this is a job? She's earning income from doing this? What? How? What is this? So she sent me a video. It was about an hour long. It wasn't even from her. It was from her coach who she signed up with. And again, I heard her story and I was just thinking, wow, this is really incredible. And I feel like I would love to be a part of this. So I signed up as a coach, didn't exactly know what it was going to entail or what was going to come of it. I just knew that I felt really good. And I wanted others to feel this good and be a part of this, feel loved and accepted and encouraged and motivated. So that's really when I started. And like I said, I was in my second year of pharmacy school. So I had 2.5, almost 3 years left of my program. So it was really just something I did on the side to have a team atmosphere and keep me motivated on my own fitness journey while I was in school, because it was a challenging program. And a lot of times when people are working towards their doctorate or in school for anything, you're often snacking while you're studying and you're just not making yourself a priority. And I just didn't want that to happen to me. So coaching really was the best accountability for myself on my own fitness journey during those 3.5 years. And then when I graduated, at that point, I had been building my business consistently that whole time while I was in school. And I just got to a point where I was earning about the equivalent of what I would make as a full-time pharmacist. So I just thought to myself, what could I accomplish if I went full-time with coaching? And I just knew that I had so much more potential, so much more time and effort I could give to this and really grow it. And so I decided to go full-time with coaching. People thought I was crazy because I went to school for seven years and decided not to use it. But I don't regret going to school because I met a ton of amazing people, and it was a great experience being in school and then coaching part-time. It was fun to do on the side, and then to go full-time was really fun too. So now it's been 7.5 years since I went full-time. That was 2016. So almost 4 or 5 years. And yeah, so crazy. Time flies.
Right. And I mean, even changes in yours and your husband's life. So Virginia's profile is Virginia Scroggins. And if you check it out, I know over these years, your husband's been able to leave the Army and you guys have been able to pursue your nonprofit and just like the things you guys are able to do in your community. Like, because sometimes I think people think, oh, like just coaching, but like for you guys, it's kind of been the platform for a lot of other opportunities, right?
Yeah, definitely. So my husband, I actually met him after I was a coach. So he got brought into this whole world, and he was a fan from the beginning because he saw how happy it made me, pardon me. And he saw that I was making an impact on other people's lives, which has been his motto since, I don't even know, since he was a child, I feel like. So yeah, he used to work full time at the military base. He's still he's in the Air Force now, but at that point he was in the National Guard. So he was able to step away from that full-time position and then work towards building his nonprofit. He was able to go play overseas, and it's just been fun to have this unconventional lifestyle. We've been able to travel, not have a boss, do a lot of things that a lot of people aren't able to do until they're retired, really. We're able to make our own hours and do our own thing, which is just, man, every single morning I wake up and I'm like, it's a Tuesday, it's 10 a.m. I'm eating oatmeal at my table, looking outside like, when are we going to work today? Like it just is so crazy. And I'm just so thankful that I said yes way back when, just because I had a little gut feeling that this could be something really cool, I think, in my life. And yeah. I just feel like people don't understand the magnitude that saying yes to this opportunity can have on your entire life, not just your fitness journey, not just your financial situation. Your whole life can completely change from saying yes. And we're only 3 people. There's so many stories that I've heard that I'm crying. I have goosebumps just hearing how these people's lives have changed from this. And it sounds dramatic, but honestly, you don't understand until you are a part of it and you're hearing all of these stories. It's just so inspiring and just absolutely incredible to be a part of.
Yeah. And I think that word, when you said unconventional, leads perfect into my story, because I was raised in a very traditional little town, very traditional family of four girls. You were raised to get good marks in high school, participate in sports and athletics, go to university and study your booty off to get a good job with a good pension plan and a decent income so that you'd be stable till you retire at 50 or 60. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way I was raised, in a very conventional, traditional way. So when I went to university, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So I ended up, I was going to be a teacher of biology and chemistry. And that's what I ended up getting my degrees in: education and biology. And I was going to start my first full-time teaching position, which was great. I think teachers have the most powerful job in the world, especially these past few years. But there was like a piece of me that I started to develop this anxiety I had never had before. And these thoughts started going through my head like, shoot, is this what I actually want to do for the rest of my life? It better be, because I just spent a lot of money at university, and like, this is, like Kristen said, this is all I'm trained in. So this better be what I want to do. So that like anxiety kind of started to grow, because I'm like, I mean, I like it, but I don't fully love it. And I'm like, I want to have kids down the road, and I would love a little more freedom. Like, I don't want to have to struggle to book a dentist appointment and plan for a sub, and like, miss some things for my kids, or be restricted for being able to travel and all these things. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to get used to it. This is adult life, Morgan. Like, welcome to the real world, because I didn't know any other jobs that would allow me a little more freedom. So I just continued to teach. And when I was starting that full-time teaching position, I was going to the gym probably 5 or 6 times a week for at least an hour each time. I loved fitness. It was my passion. It was kind of my outlet. I probably didn't do it in the healthiest way, because I would like eat and drink alcohol and whatever I wanted on the weekends, and then I'd try and work it off during the week, and then I'd do that every single weekend. So I definitely wasn't doing it in the healthiest ways. But when I went to go start my first full-time teaching position, I realized, okay, I'm probably not going to have time to go to the gym, so I need to figure out something else to keep me on track. And I remembered back in high school, my older sister had ordered these workout DVDs off of TV. They were called Turbo Jam. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just work out at home in this first year of teaching, because it'll just be easier. So I went online and I went to the website, which I had to look at the DVD. I'm like, okay, the company's called Beachbody. I Googled them, went online. I'm like, oh, I'm going to order this DVD program. At the time, it was like Body Beast, because I was into weightlifting. So I'm like, yeah, I'll order this DVD set, even though I had zero money. I was living with my parents. And while I was on the website, I came across a tab that said, become a coach. And I told Steven, my fiance, husband, whatever you want to call it, I said, did you know Beachbody has these things called coaches? And he's like, well, Morgs, you should sign up. You've always talked about maybe being a personal trainer or opening your own gym or like something in health and fitness. He's like, even a gym teacher I was going to be. He's like, but you've never done it, but that sounds cool. Sign up. And I'm the worst decision maker you've ever met. I hate anything out of the normal, so I did not sign up. However, I kept talking about it like nonstop for like a week, and he was like, Morgan, if you do not sign up, I'm going to sign you up so you stop talking about this. So I decided to sign up to be a coach. I actually knew not a single soul who did it. I knew nothing about it. I just signed up, and I watched a training video after I was signed up explaining what coaching is, all of that. And like the other girl said, I was like, something hit me. I'm like, this is it. This is the thing I was missing. Like, it has a community. It has a potential to earn an income helping other people. Just an opportunity to maybe have a little more freedom in my life. And just, so I started kind of learning the basics a little bit here and there. And the more I learned, the more I fell in love with it. I did it completely on the side while I was a full-time teacher, also helping Stephen open up a franchise business. So I only did it a little bit each day. But like Virginia said, yeah, I was like doing kind of the little business things you do each day, but my relationship with Steven started to improve because I was happier with myself. And my family started to notice I was, a little more driven and a little happier too. And they were just like, what are you doing differently? I'm like, I have something I'm really passionate about. Like I'm part of something positive, and like it just felt so good, and it started to ripple effect into other areas of my life. So I worked just a little bit at this for, probably like 3-4 years. And then like Kirsten, I decided to cut back from full-time teaching, and I just went to substitute teaching pretty much full-time. Then the year after that, I would substitute just a little bit. Year after that, I just helped Steve at our store. And then when we had our first child, I pretty much just did this job from home, and that's kind of what I do right now. So I am to be very stable too. Like Kirsten said, I wanted to make sure my income was matched or surpassed, and like we were fully stable as a family. And that's what led me to kind of this point. So sometimes, like we said at the beginning, people think, well, I could never do this. And then when you hear a couple stories, you're like, well, shoot, maybe I actually could do this. So Kirsten, what would, like, if somebody's thinking about doing it, why, or they're wondering like, hey, maybe I want to do this, but like, how do I even know what to do? Like, what would you tell them?
Well, I think the biggest thing to understand is when, I guess I speak on behalf of our teams and the way we run our businesses. I can't speak on behalf of every single coach, but know that with us, we have the community in place to support you. That's going to cheer you on, answer your questions, be there for you as you grow. But we also have some incredible training that has been developed over the last 8 years in place so that you can just go. We've gone through the really awkward stages of figuring it out and doing all the wrong things, and so that when you start, it's much simpler. It is streamlined. So don't worry so much about the how. That's what we are here for. We're here for you to help you figure out each step of the way, the training, the day-to-day stuff, even like, how do I grow my business day in and day out? We literally have a checklist created for you that shows you do this during the day, and then this, and then this, and watch your business grow. So just know that as long as you show up with a passion for the community, that you love the products and programs, the people, that is the foundation, and everything else we can teach you. So don't worry so much about the systems, because that's our job as your mentors. We provide that for you, and it's very streamlined and obviously quite easy to weave into a really busy lifestyle as mothers, as franchise owners, or working 9 to 5, or being a teacher. You can weave this in, and it's easier than it ever has been.
100%. And we would never want you to think, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but it's going to cost me thousands of dollars. Because thankfully, that's not the case. Because if it was, there's no way all three of us would be coaches. I'm sure you've seen on all three of our stories, we often share like what the monthly challenge pack is or whatever. And that's the only cost to become a coach, is basically just getting set up with your own, like workouts, that kind of thing. So I think the one this month was like $160 US or something. It changes slightly each month, but it's right around that price range. If you have like all the workouts and everything already, you can often sign up for free, or you pay like a $40 coach sign up fee. So we just never want you to get off this call and be like, okay, I need to save $2,000 to start this business. It's like, whoa, girl, no. Like, invest in yourself, spend like $150 to get your own workouts and stuff. Our training, our help, like, that's all free. So it literally, you can earn back that money in your first week by helping like 3 people. So, which is pretty rewarding. Okay, Jen, final question. If somebody's thinking about becoming a coach and they're like, oh, I don't know when the right time is, why would you say like now is a really good time?
It's funny because there is never going to be a perfect time to start. I literally signed up 2 days before finals during pharmacy school. Like the worst time ever to sign up. But I actually each day did a little bit of coaching stuff just to learn, to take a break from what I was doing and studying. So it was kind of nice to actually start then. So if you are one of those people thinking, man, it would be good to start, you know, when life slows down. Life is never going to slow down. If you're an adult, you've probably realized it's just this big checklist that never ends. Every week there's a new thing to add onto the checklist. So just know that there's never a perfect time to get started. But now is a really great time to get started in this business because, man, the last 2 years have been crazy. And I don't think it's ever a bad idea to start some type of side hustle, bring in extra income to have options, number one. And also, our business has just launched a brand new spin bike, which I'm in the States now. I'm originally from Canada, but I live in Arizona now. And I was able to order mine last week, so it's going to be here in 1 to 3 weeks. It's launching in Canada later this year, December, January. We've now added live workouts to our platform. So it's been really cool to be in this business for 7.5, almost 8 years, because we've watched the growth and the changes of our business. And it's just absolutely incredible what they have done and accomplished in 7.5 years. When we started, it was DVDs. You got DVDs, a little booklet of nutrition, and you got whatever supplements you decided to get. That was it. 3 things, and this little Facebook group. Now we have an app where you can track your workouts, you can log, chat with your groups, you can log your supplements, your progress. We also have, like I said, the spin bikes, the live workouts. We have over 80 plus workouts online that you can access. It's kind of like Netflix, but for workouts. That's how I like to explain it. So you have access to all of these things. Both of our nutrition programs are online with 40 plus videos. There's so many things that you get when you sign up just as a client, but also as a coach, you get access to all of these things, and you're able to help so many people in different ways because you have all of these resources. It's really the mecca of health and fitness, I believe, because there's something for everyone. And our workout programs range from stuff for beginners and stuff to advanced, because that was one of my fears when I started. And I got humbled really quickly because I thought, you know, I'm an athlete. I've done workouts with great trainers. I have been in really great shape. Are these even going to challenge me? I did a Shanti workout day 1, and I was almost in tears, honestly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. And also, I wish that I would have done these workouts prior to being an athlete, because I would have been in better shape. So even if you are, maybe you teach fitness or you are in great shape, there's going to be a program on here for you. There are programs that are super challenging, and even people that are in amazing shape will be challenged by, but there's also programs for people that have no background in fitness, have no idea what they're doing with nutrition. I had no idea what I was doing with nutrition. The last 7.5 years, I've learned so much about nutrition, and I feel confident with my nutrition now. 7.5 years ago, I didn't know how to make chicken. Mac and cheese was like the only thing I knew how to make, and toast. Like, no lie. So it's just amazing what we have to offer for clients and coaches. And it's just such a great time to sign up as a client or as a coach.
100%. And it's really cool because A lot of people haven't heard of Beachbody, if we're being honest. It's been a private company for 20 years, I think. Coaching started 14-ish years ago, but Beachbody's been around like for 20 years doing infomercials and stuff. But whoops, there we go. Not a ton of people have heard about it. But a couple months ago, Beachbody actually became a public company on the New York Stock Exchange. So within the next year, you're probably going to be seeing a ton of Beachbody commercials, advertisements, all of that. And it'll be their number one goal is just brand awareness and to get out there a lot more, because essentially to this point, they were kind of word of mouth, which is really cool too. I kind of respect that. They've kept it small and community based and really one-on-one, because that's, if you were to sum up what a coach does, it's basically, okay, take care of yourself in an imperfect way. You can still have wine and cookies, but like, you know, exercise and learn about nutrition. So take care of yourself. And then the second part is we just help other people do the same in a little group, which Jen just said, it's in a little app we have. And if you were to sum up coaching, it's those two things. So if you're wondering, well, what would I do as a coach? You'd take care of yourself and you would help other people do the same, supporting them in your little group, and that's it. So that's it, you guys. This worked out really good. We'll have to do this again. But if you're like, no, coaching's not for me, that's cool. Honestly, like, thank you for just coming, hearing us out, hearing our story. Hopefully it motivated you in a different area of your life, maybe that you've been hesitant in. And if you were like, hey, I think I want to take this step into being a coach, or maybe just a client or customer, reach out to the coach that invited you here and say, hey, okay, what would my next steps be? And they'll walk you through it. Maybe not today, because this video is being filmed on a Sunday. So maybe tomorrow they'll message you back and they'll kind of walk you through, okay, here's our options. Here's what the next steps would be. And they'll help you answer any questions you might have. So thanks for joining us, you guys. We'll get this recording up if you have anybody you want to share it with, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later.
Bye.